Hey guys, it's Emily and welcome to this Smutathon weekend reading vlog. So Riley and Lainey decided to host an impromptu round of Smutathon this weekend on the 25th and the 26th of April, and of course I had to join in. I am so excited. I feel like this is a perfect timing, not only because I am in the mood to read romance and smut, but also because of what's happening in the world right now. I feel like we need the escape and this is perfect. Now, let's talk TBRs because I haven't filmed a TBR video or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna go with my mood this weekend. I'm gonna be a mood reader because I can. I have a couple of books on my iPad and I own a couple of physical books. I also could do a reread of some favorites. So we'll see where the weekend takes us. I don't have specific plans in mind. Now, let's start with our first read. It's currently like 8:30 a.m. on Saturday and I'm in the mood to start reading. So I think I'm going to start with Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert. This is the group book and I am excited. This is a male-female romance. This is the only thing that I know, and I'm also going to count it for potions for the Owl's Magical Readathon, which I am also participating in. This book has 73 pages and the prompt for this class is to read a book that has less than 150 pages. So this is perfect. It's going to be a short, quick read and it's going to be the perfect way to kickstart my Smutathon weekend. So let's start reading. Okay, so it's about 10 o'clock and I just finished reading Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert. I really enjoyed it. I thought the characters were really well fleshed out even though it was a super short novella, and I'm intrigued. I would be willing to read the rest of the series. I read the preview for the next book and I liked it already. So I'm excited. I'm giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The smut was amazing and I really recommend it if you guys are looking for a short smutty read. This is perfect. It was really good. Now I think I'm going to dive into another Katie Robert book, and that book is Desperate Measures. This is a smutty Aladdin retelling featuring Jasmine and Jafar, where Jasmine gets enslaved by Jafar and she is willing to do anything to get her freedom back. So I'm very excited to read that one. I'll be honest though, I'm kind of like cautious because it's Disney and Disney is like one of my favorite things in the whole world, but I'm afraid that this series is going to ruin my childhood. But you know, we'll try it out, see if I like it or not. I did really like this book that I just read by Katie Robert, so I'm hoping it will enjoy this one as well. I really like the writing, so I think if the writing is similar in this one as well, I'm going to enjoy it. I know that Chelsea and Riley really like this series, so I'm very much looking forward to finally trying it out. Hey guys, so it's about 5 p.m. and I have finished reading Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. So I'm not too sure how I feel about this book, to be honest. I'm a little bit disappointed. At first it was really weird to read about these characters. I grew up loving Aladdin. It is one of my favorite Disney movies. I kept imagining like the Disney characters and it was just a very weird experience overall. But eventually I got over it and I started imagining these characters as their own entity. Like I knew it was a separate story. So however, I was a little bit disappointed with the book. I was hoping to get a lot more out of it than what we were actually given. Based on the plot, I thought it would be a lot more plot heavy, if that makes sense. And I ended up getting like sex clubs, BDSM, and just a lot of sex scenes, which I don't have a problem with, but it really wasn't what I was expecting diving into the book, and so I was kind of let down by that. Overall, it's not a bad book. I just didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but who knows, I might end up enjoying the other books more in that series. I don't think I will completely cross off that series. I think I might be able to enjoy the other books. Now that I know, I will be able to tailor my expectations and I might not be as disappointed as I was with this one. I did really like the characters. I thought they were well portrayed and it wasn't a bad book by any mean. It just didn't live up to my expectations and that's probably my own fault because I didn't know what I was getting into. So now I think I'm just gonna go ahead and write my review on Goodreads while it's still fresh in my memory. I think I'm just going to work on some YouTube stuff. I have a thumbnail that I need to prepare for tomorrow's video. I also need to add the end screen and the cards for that video, so I'll do that, and then it's probably going to be around dinner time, and then after dinner we can start a new book. Alright, so it is about 6:30 p.m. I have finished doing everything that I had to do, so like all of the YouTube stuff and the review and everything is now done. I've also had dinner and now I am ready to start a new book. So I am in the mood to pick up something that's a bit more on the rom-com side, not so much erotica, so I have decided to pick up The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. I'll be be honest, I'm kind of scared of diving into this book. I've had this on my physical TBR for 2 years now, a year and a half, ever since it came out basically. And I was super excited when I first got it because I had heard amazing reviews, but now I have heard more mixed things about this book. So people either seem to really love this book or hate it. I was looking through Goodreads review earlier on before I decided to pick this up, and I was like, ugh. Will I really enjoy this? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I hope it will be on the I love it part of the scale, but I guess this is something that is left to be decided. Oh, not sure if I mentioned it, but I painted my nails earlier on today because my friend had gifted me a nail polish for my birthday, and I never got around to like painting my nails because I never really paint them, but now I have the time. And I really like the way it looks. It's kind of messy. I don't know if you can tell. But anyway, right now we're gonna start reading this. In half an hour though, I'm going on a walk with my mom. I'm hoping that this weekend I might be able to like fit in 5 books. Ideally, that would be really cool if I could make it to 5. We'll see if that actually ends up happening. But now, let's start reading The Friend Zone. Hello! So it is Sunday and it is about 12:40. I have been making more progress with The Friend Zone by EBATES, and I do have a lot of thoughts. So far, I am not enjoying this at all. I've actually decided to start making a list of the reasons why I don't like this book so that when I write my review, I can properly rant, which is never a good thing. But let's talk about why I don't love this book, shall we? So when I started this book, I was actually quite enjoying it. I like the banter between the 2 main characters, and even though like there's a bunch of things that I don't like about this book, I'm still rooting for them at the moment, but I don't know what it really tells about me or the book, but I do have a lot of issues with it. First thing is the first time that our 2 main characters get together and get down to it, I guess. Basically what happens is that our main female character, Kristen, she had a boyfriend before and he left her on the phone, like he dumped her through voicemail, which sucks. But as soon as she hears that voicemail, she like drops everything and just rushes to the other guy, basically Josh, our male protagonist, and they just get down to it. And I'm like, girl, you just heard him break up with you. Your relationship of over 2 years is over, and the first thing that you do is get with another guy? That didn't sit well with me. Not okay. No. That was just a big no for me. I just didn't like that. Then there's the lack of communication between our 2 main characters, and that's one of the tropes that I hate the most, like miscommunication. I don't like that at all, and this book has a lot of it. And like Kristen is supposed to be super blunt and super forward, and she doesn't hide anything from anyone, yet here she is hiding this big thing from this guy, and I'm like, it drives me crazy. Like I don't like that, and I'm just, yeah, for someone who's super forward, I feel like she's hiding a lot of things, and I understand her motivations and like her reasons behind doing that, but it drives me insane. Then we have the not like other girls vibe. It's not that Kristen thinks that she's not like other girls, it's actually Josh who compares her a lot to other women, and I feel like the not like other girls vibe really comes from him, because he's like, oh, Kristen is so careless and so blunt and so fun, she's so different from other girls. It's not that bad. Like I said, it's not coming from the female character, it's coming from the male protagonist, which I don't know if it's worse. And then oh, there's a quote that I actually wrote down that I was just like, what the fuck is that? It says, "You were so well dressed, I thought for sure you were gay." Like, seriously? We're in 2020. Okay, this book was written in 2019, so, but still, like, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm like, no. That just really didn't sit well with me. I don't know. I'm not loving it, and I know I would hands. I'm still gonna finish it because honestly, I'm like 200 pages into it. I have about 160 pages to read, so I'm going to do it, but so far not loving it. I don't foresee this being more than a 2 stars, which kind of unfortunate. I've rented for long enough. I'm going to try to finish this. Right now I'm washing my bedsheets and like my room is such a mess. Alright, so it's like 3 p.m. and I have finished reading The Friend Zone by EBATES. I think I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 stars. I was going to give it a 1 star, but it feels kind of harsh because I didn't hate this. I did not like it, but I didn't hate it either. Like, there were parts of it that I actually enjoyed, like I mentioned before, and even though the ending wasn't great, don't get me wrong, I think the way the author handled the subject matter just wasn't great. I didn't hate it either. I had worse expectations for it. That's probably why I wasn't as upset with it as I could have been. It wasn't great, but I think 2 stars feels like okay given how I feel about this book. So yeah, I'm giving this a 2 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend, but I mean, I've read it. It's done. This book that I've been dreading for over a year now is now out of the way. Now I need to start picking something new, and I think I'm gonna go with Dirty Rowdy Thing by Christina Lauren. This is the second book in the Wild Season series. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up enjoying it or not, but I would be able to count it towards my owls for Defense Against the Dark Arts. For that challenge, I have to read a book that is set at sea or on a coast, and I think Dirty Rowdy Thing is set both on Vancouver Island and in California, and I feel like since one of the main characters is a fisherman, I might be able to see a coast. So I'm gonna use it for that, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it because, to be honest, I didn't love the first book in that series, but I didn't hate that book either. I think I gave it like 3 stars, which was okay. So I'm willing to give it a try. I do really like Christina Lauren. Okay, so it is about 6 p.m. and I am about 40% in Dirty Rowdy Thing by Christina Lauren. So far, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would, which is nice for a change. I feel like I've been reading some disappointing reads during this round of Smutathon, and that's not my fault. I mean, if I don't like it, I don't like it. But so far, I'm enjoying this one. I think I'm gonna like it more than the first one in that series, which is good. And maybe it's because my expectations were lower. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I like the 2 main characters. I think there's a lot of potential for the story to grow and the characters to grow and develop, I guess. So I am looking forward to seeing how it all ends. However, right now I think I'm going to take a mini break from reading. I've been reading like for most of the day, and now I think I need to take a mini break. I think I'm going to put on some music, might do a little dance break, and then we'll get back to reading later on. I have no worries thinking that I will be able to finish this tonight. Like, honestly, I'm confident that I'll be able to finish at least Dirty Rowdy Thing tonight. I might even be able to start reading something new. We'll see what happens there. But for now, let's take a much deserved break. Let the animals. Hey guys, so it's the next day and it's time to wrap things up. So yesterday I did end up finishing Dirty Rowdy Thing by Christina Lauren. I quite enjoyed it. I thought the characters had a lot of chemistry, and I don't know, I thought it was a cute rom-com-y book. It is heavy on the sex scenes though. It's like kind of the perfect mix between like new adult and rom-com in a way. Really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the series now. I wasn't sure I was going to continue on, if you guys remember, but now I'm intrigued. I want to read the next book, and I ended up giving this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It didn't feel quite like a 4, but it was really good. I did really enjoy it. So now that means that Smutathon is over, and I want to thank Riley and Lainey for hosting this. It was so much fun. It was a perfect thing. I needed this weekend, and it was just a perfect distraction with everything that's going on in the world right now. I just really enjoyed myself, so thank you to both of them. They will both be linked in the description box down below if you guys want to check them out. I think my favorite thing that I've read this weekend is probably There Is for the Night by Katie Robert. I really enjoyed that one, and I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the series. I also really enjoyed Dirty Rowdy Things. But I guess that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!